Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today you guys from our friends at Hunkydory Crafts, we have For the Love of Masks, stencils. Each one has 4 layers of masks or stencils. And what's really great is it gives you a little recipe on the inside that we're going to try out, and we're also going to try some other things like this one that my friend Debbie made. This card is so gorgeous. It uses inks and also some really fantastic little stencil butter that we're going to try out. So this is our giveaway card for this episode, so we hope you'll stick around and learn how one lucky viewer could win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, so let's take a look at what's in this one. This is the Layering Flowers in Bloom set, and it has a little detailed guide how they should be positioned and also step-by-step instructions for applying the color. Then you also have a little color key here, which is really nice. They're all, of course, Prism inks, also by Hunkydory. So it's really nice if you're making your first card and you're trying to get the layers, which one should be light, which one should be dark. So it's just a little tutorial right there for you. All right, so my first tip is, all right, so they come with little notches on the lower right and the upper left corner, so make sure you have those correct. Also, look at the little key and find, okay, you've got this large flower in this right corner, this one right there, because they need to be in the right position, okay? So if you have them turned or flipped, you'll have them all in the right position before you start, okay? That'll save you a lot of aggravation. All right, so we're gonna start off also by putting this on the paper and just aligning the side and the bottom corner, okay? And my paper is a little bit smaller than I need because I'm just going to be doing this little part of it. I'm using little daubers, okay? I love this little set. Everything is all set in here, ready to go, and it's great for recycling your daubers according to what colors you have for your ink pads, which I really enjoy. You can see the ones I use the most. So I've got my little greens and pinks and things right here. And if you don't want to invest in this kind of set, we also have them like this, but it's great for fine detail work. So the first color we're going to be using is Pink Petal. I'm going to take my little pink petal color. Now you could also take a Sharpie and write the corresponding ink pad color on there. There we go. And I'm just going to, whoops, I'm going to make sure I'm up a little farther for you here. And I'm going to just apply Pink Petal all over the images or the little cutouts. They're all on the stencil. Okay, and we're not going to do the whole thing because we have lots to show you today. All right, so that's Pink Petal, first step. All right, the next one, we're moving on to the next layer, layer B. And those are the little centers, okay? So I've got my hot pink for that. And we're just doing the little centers. And because we want the petal pink is lighter and then the centers are darker, it's going to give us a really vibrant result. And these little bits right there are just little buds. Okay. Next layer. Oops. All right, then we've got our leaves. Okay, we're just going to align the corners. Our notches are in the correct spot. And we're going to take Pear Green. Now what's nice is it says right here on our little key, Mask C, okay, Pear Green. And we're going to be doing our leaves and our stems. Okay, and I like to do this one pretty light, is we're going to go over it again with a shamrock green for the last step, and we want those details to really show. All right, and you want to take time to get into those little bits with the little stems. Okay, I think we got all those. There we go, that's that layer. Okay, so the last layer requires shamrock, and then the flower centers are used with cocoa bean. So we're going to put this layer on. Okay, so this one right here matched up, and I just had it. I just needed to make a turn. So some of you are probably out there going, turn it, turn it. Okay, that's why it's good to have them all aligned before you start, and I thought I had it right. Okay, so now we're gonna do the shamrock. And this part is just going over all of those little leaves and all the stems, just like that. Staying away from those little center parts on the flowers. We don't want to get any shamrock in the center of the flowers. I got them all. All right, and then the last one, we have cocoa bean, brown. And we're doing the flower centers. Okay, just like that. And then when we lift that off, isn't that pretty? Look what you guys did, right? And this is what it looks like when it's all done. Very, very pretty. And this is the card I made, you guys. All right, so I actually did this on a 5 by 7 inch tent fold card. I did it directly on the card surface, okay? Just put my stencil at the top of the card. It didn't bleed through, so that saves you a step. Or you could do it like this and then, you know, decide what you wanted to put it on. So let me tell you about what I used on this card. So I went ahead and did the little stenciling process, and then I just put on the bottom strip is a little piece of pink gingham from Gingham #2 paper pack. And then I used our sweet little pink dazzle stickers here and then here on the sides. And then on the top, some cute little white crocheted lace along the top edge. And I just used our Cosmic Shimmer glue to glue that on. And then a little green ribbon from our gingham ribbon set. And I chose that because of all the greens that are in the leaves. And then our little Sending Smiles dazzle stickers. They come in all these colors, and I chose the gold. I really wanted to make that pop and pick up the little gold in the border, okay? So that made that a quick and easy card to do, really, because once you have your stencils in all the right positions and you're just layering them on, you're just using 5 colors, but they're using them very quickly, all right? So it looks like it takes a lot of time to do, but it's very fun, and it's just like a little puzzle that you're putting together. All right, so let's take a look at this one that Debbie made, okay? She used the same stencil set, you guys, all right? Absolutely beautiful. So what she did with hers, this is a 6.5 by 5 inch card, and she used to cover her card, actually, she used bits of this green paper that's on the back of Wildflowers and Wildlife, and she just glued the paper here and here because the card is a little bit larger than the paper pack, and she knew she was doing this focal part in the center, so she just glued it there and there. She used the coordinating solid cardstock, okay, to mat her finished stenciled piece on, okay, and then she also used these brand new dazzle stickers. These are gold pearl big greeting dazzle stickers. They're nice and big and bold for your happy birthday. And in the corners, these gold pearl stickers come from Pearl and Pastel Fancy Border Dazzle stickers, which I forgot to grab. And she added those just on the sides. So you could just take one length of that border, put it here, trim it, and then go all the way around. So let's talk about this one, because if you look at these flowers, look at the shimmer that's on them. What is that about? All right. So I went ahead and I used, or she used rather, where's the other one? Here we go. Where's the mustard? Where's the mustard? Did I not bring it? That's really strange. Okay, well, she used for her first layer on her flowers, she used mustard, and it's disappeared. And then she used tiger orange for the next layer for the centers, and then khaki on the leaves. So now we're left with the very last piece, which is this one. I'm gonna wipe this off. All right, and we're gonna do a little aligning here first. We're gonna match this up because I didn't do this beforehand. Silly me. We're gonna make sure Turn it. Turn it. Turn it. There we go. All right, so we've got our little pieces right here, all aligned. There we go. All right, and now we're going to use green pear just to spread a little bit on that last piece, and then for the flower centers, she's using copper penny, and these are stencil butters, you guys. So we're going to use a little palette knife, and they are just beautiful, shimmery little pastes. You're just going to take a little bit with your palette knife, just like this, and you're going to go over the little stems and leaves, just a really, really thin layer, okay? Like this. Go. And don't worry if you don't get the whole stem or leaf, that's fine, because it'll just add a little bit of shimmer, what you got going on there. All right, I'm not going to do all the rest. And then we're going to wipe this off, and then we're going to use the copper on the flower centers. So pretty, just a tiny little bit. You can imagine how long this is going to last you, because a little bit goes a long, long way. And then we do recommend that when you're done with your pastes, that you just toss this into a little bucket of water you got nearby, or just rinse it from the sink, because you don't want these to stick on your stencil. All right, and then we're just going to lift this off. So I'm going to put that in some water. Look at that. It's got dimension, and it's got that shimmer. Really, really gorgeous. All right, so let's take a look at some more. Let's play some more. Oh, before we go on. So this is our giveaway card for this episode. So how does that work? We are promoting our Paper Wishes YouTube channel. So we want to make sure that we have you guys visit our Paper Wishes YouTube channel. So we have a little link right down here below if you're watching us on our webisode page. So hop on over to the YouTube channel, watch the video, like, comment, and be a subscriber. We want you to comment on this card, give it a thumbs up if you like the video, and then we will wait about a week, and then we will pick one commenter, and we will say congratulations, and we'll use your YouTube username, and then you got to come back and check to see if you're the winner. We'll give you instructions about how to claim your card. It's really helpful when you're playing this little game with us if you click on that notification bell in the top right hand corner on the YouTube channel. All right, that way you'll know when we drop a new video, and also if we're communicating with you. So definitely participate in that one. So let's take a look at this one, you guys. This one is the Layering Peacock Butterfly. All right, and this one, we're going to be using these colors, and they're just absolutely beautiful. Okay, you've got all these different masks. This one's a little, I would say, easier to use because you really know the direction of it. I mean, the flowers, you know, can be a little tricky when you don't start off with them set up in the right direction. But yeah, this one is really easy to use, and Debbie made a gorgeous card, you guys. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Really beautiful. And you know what? She used the colors that were recommended right here, okay? And just, it turned out amazing. So I'm gonna just really quickly show you how fun this is to do. So we're gonna take, this is our very first layer right there, layer A, and layer A is peachy colored. So we're gonna put that right there. And we've got all of our colors. All right, and then Debbie used like a blending brush to apply this first layer, which is really nice to use if you've got a large area, okay? So we're just gonna be doing peachy, being mindful of all these little pieces like this that aren't attached to anything. You don't wanna kind of go against the grain on those. All right, so we're gonna do that. I'm actually gonna just do half of the butterfly because I still have so much more to show you. Okay. So that is our first layer, half done. All right, so then our next layer, layer B, is using electric blue. So here's our electric blue. Move this one out of the way and place this one down. And for this one, we'll use dauber. It's a much smaller surface area. We're just going to add really intense blue on this. Okay. That's there. All right, and then on the next one, there's lots more going on this part. Okay. So for this one's using two colors. We're using spearmint and red pastel. The spearmint is going all the way around, and the red pastel is the little details. So let's go for the red pastel first, using a dauber. Go. And this is going to get layered, okay, right over a lot of that peachy color. This ink pad is drying out. Here we go. Right, so did I get all that one? I sure did. All right, and now we're moving on to spearmint. I think I'm going to go ahead and use a dauber on this one too because my blending brush is wet. Right. Okay, there's the spearmint. And then the last one is the black, or rather charcoal, which goes over the entire butterfly. So black. This one's got a lot of detail in it. Whoops. I'm going to go ahead and use dauber on this one. And it's kind of interesting where you're like, oh, I'm going over some of the colors that I worked so hard to put down. And I always love lifting the mask up afterwards and being like, oh, that worked so cool. See, I'm going over that blue and I'm like, oh no, am I covering the blue? No, just little elements of it. All right, now let's see what that looks like. Isn't that cool? It just looks like a graphic, it's just so vibrant and cool. So let me tell you about, I'll take a closer look at those colors, and how cool even just half a butterfly, like extending off the edge of a card, would be really cool. All right, so for this card, Debbie then took, well, first of all, I should mention, she used this great collection from Hunkydory. These are decal edged cards, and I featured these recently in a video, and there's 3 different sizes here. She used the 6x6, and they have this really cool edge. And then she, once again, took the peach and then that red pastel. She went peach all the way around the outside edge, and then just a little bit of red pastel on the edge there. And then she took these straight line dazzle stickers in the gold and black, and they come in this whole set. There's black, and she just did some outlining, and then tiny words and phrases dazzle sticker, the black one's just right there to add a little greeting. But beautiful, beautiful card. Okay, so this last one, you guys, I'm really excited to show you because it uses amazing, same stencils, look at that. And Debbie used foil on this one. So once again, this is a 6x6 card. I'm going to point some things out before we make this one together. So first of all, the background paper she used is from 6x6 X-ray flowers. Okay, really beautiful. She used this one down here. It's kind of a periwinkly purple color. And then she used the coordinating solid cardstock. And then the little greeting came from the coordinating die cuts. All right, and then she tore her white paper. I would recommend actually doing that. Well, I would recommend tearing your paper after you have done your inking and your foiling, because remember, you're using those straight edges to keep everything in place. Normally I would say tear it beforehand so that you don't accidentally tear into your design when you're all done. Have we all done that? We've over torn or something, and you're like, oh no. So normally I would say go ahead and tear your paper and then do your design, but in this case we're really using those straight edges, so you got to do your tearing afterwards. And then she inked the edges of that as well. All right, so Debbie helped me out a lot with this one. She did a little pre-work with me. So we're using a product called Tacky Wind Dry Gel Medium. And before we get started, I wanted to show you how this works because it's a really cool product. And we're using these fantastic, oops, where are they? Fantastic foil papers right here. Ooh. So many different colors. I took them out of their package so you could show that I could show them all to you, and now they're just out of control. They have all these gorgeous colors in there, and I will link these down below the video for sure. But the gel medium, I wanted to show you in two different methods here. You can put it on pretty thick, like I did here, or very thin. All right, and then I'm going to show you how it looks on black and how it looks on white. And then I'm also going to show you how to apply it. I did it ahead of time because it does take a little bit of time to dry, and I didn't want to sit here and literally watch glue dry. So the thicker layer, a little bit more. Okay, you want it to be pretty thick. Well, not really thick, but thick, thick, thick. Okay, like that. That's pretty thick. And then the thin layer, you want it to be like, you want to see some of the paper behind it. That. Okay, so that's the difference there. All right, and now that I've got that done, you can either just let this air dry for anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes on this one. And if you're using thicker, probably 15 to 20 minutes, all right? And you can also use a heat gun to kind of get it along. All right, so I'm going to take that away, and now we're going to I want to show you what it looks like compared to the white to the black. And I'm going to use some scraps that I've got here. All right, so this is what it looks like. You're just applying, oops, I should scoot up. Applying that with your finger. So you're putting it foil side down. And this is the thin one, okay? And then here's the thicker one. And the thicker one, if you put it on there thick and it's not dry and you have some little bits, like I'm concerned about that little piece right there, it can kind of stick little much on there. Let's say, yeah. This one, I didn't have it quite dry enough. And this part, it was a little too dry. So let's try it on the white. Okay, so here's this piece. Okay, you'll see on the thin one, it's letting a lot of the white come through. And let's try it on the thicker piece. Try that again. Like that. So you get more coverage the thicker it is. But there's definitely a thing about like letting it dry, oops, here we go, letting it dry too much. Like this one is probably a little too dry, so it didn't pick up enough. That's the difference on the black as opposed to the white. All right, so let's take a look at what Debbie did. So for her card, we're going to start off with the first layer, which is this one, and she used pear green for her very first layer. I'm going to take my little dauber. Whoop, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. And we're going to apply this pear green. All over the surface, okay? And now I'm only going to do half again. And then Debbie did one for me. She kind of jumped ahead for me. Oh, she taped this down for me. That's nice. Okay, so that's the first layer. I did it pretty light because my ink pad is running out. All right, so this is what it looks like when you use an ink pad that's like fully inked and you did the whole thing. All right, so this is the second layer. This is layer B. And this is the layer that we're gonna add the tacky and dry gel medium, okay? And I'm gonna put little bits, and it's okay if you get it on the stencil, but when you're done getting it on, you need to put your stencil in some water right away so that it doesn't dry and get all gunky on your stencil. All right, so now we're going to take this part off. I'm going to throw this in the water. All right, and then I'm going to heat those little bits that I just did because Debbie pre-did these other pieces. Just a little bit, just to make them a little less goopy. Okay, and then we're gonna just take our little sheet of purple, and I recommend for these sheets cutting them down to smaller bits. Try not to use the whole sheet at once because it can just be kind of a mess. We're gonna take that one. I've already got some of the sticky stuff over here. Thank you, Debbie. Just like that. And just like this. See, hers was nice and dry, so it's sticking much better. And then like that. And I would say that Debbie used a nice thick layer on hers. All right, and we'll see if these may not be dry enough. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see what it does. Okay, we're still going. And then you'll notice we're not going back over pieces that have been used because it just does not have anything to stick to. You want it to stick to the oil that's on the sheet. Okay, we can go back over new areas though. Okay, this area not turning out so great, so let's try it again. All right, there we go. Moving on. Then Debbie showed me, this is layer C, okay? And Debbie went ahead and she added one of her colors. Here we go. Lilac, okay? She already added some on there, but we're gonna go ahead and add some more. You can see the little bits of foil in the background, the little bits of green. And the reason the lilac changes color, it looks kind of yellowish, is because the lilac over the green color changes the color a little bit. Quite a bit, actually. It's kind of like almost an ochre color. All right, there we go. There's the lilac. All right, and now this part, Debbie used more of the tacky win dry medium, and she put it all over that area that's surrounding that area. And then she says we need to take some tape and tape off the areas that we just colored with the lilac. And the reason we're doing that is then we're going to apply the gel medium. So she went ahead and did it for me so that we wouldn't have to sit here and wait for it to dry. But you're just taping off these areas, just like this, and some over here, and then go around with your palette knife and apply the gel medium because you don't want to get any in the middle part, okay? So as I said, she already did that part for me because she's wonderful. Now we're going to take this off, and we're just replacing the ink colors with gel medium occasionally. All right, so now we're going to take this vibrant pink, beautiful, And this one is a translucent one, which is really cool. We're going to put that right there. Let's see if we can get this one to look like that. Okay, we're getting there. There we go. There we go. It's not as opaque as Debbie's, and I suspect it's because this one got too dry. Okay, and we're taking it, we're going all the way around. There we go, just a little bit left. All right, now we just have one more step. All right, now the last layer, this one right here, the whole little detailed butterfly. Remember when we used that on the other one and used the charcoal? And now we're using, oh, you know what? I used pear green when I was doing my original test right here, and she used she used lime zest. I had 2 greens sitting there. That's why hers turned out so much more vibrantly than mine did. And I was like, why does hers look so much different than mine? It's because you grabbed the wrong ink pad, Lene. I have too much on my desk. So now we've got Prussian blue. Moving on. All right, Prussian blue is really cool. It's very deep navy. Okay, and we're just gonna go over, making sure we have this all aligned. We're going over the whole thing, which I think is super satisfying. Go. And it's even going over those little foil bits and adding another layer to those, which I think is really cool. This is a true mixed media project. We're going to be doing a lot more with the foiling and the little stencil butters. So definitely look out for that because we think they're awesome and we really want to share that with you guys. All right, I think I got everything. Okay, big reveal. There we go. Pretty cool, you guys. And then of course at that point Debbie went around and tore that out, and that's what hers just turned out better because I really like how that turned out. But yeah, you guys, really fun. If you love playing with stencils and new products, we have got you covered. So let's get all these cards out and try to clear off my desk a little bit. Wow, got so much stuff to play with. So here we go, you guys. We have a fantastic money saver on these stencils. Definitely check that out. All of the items that we listed that we used with the stencils, or the masks rather, are listed down below this video if you're watching us on Paper Wishes webisode. And there's full color pictures of all the cards. If you click on them, you'll get more specific supply lists. If you're watching us on YouTube, then just look below the video in the description box. There's a link that you can click on and it'll take you right to this Paper Wishes webisode page. Don't forget to participate in our card giveaway, which, whoops, is this one. And thank you so much for joining me today, you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.